Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentlelady is recognized.
I appreciate it, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the chairman of our committee, Mr. Royce of California, and the ranking member, Mr. Engel of New York, once again for their leadership, the dynamic duo of foreign affairs on this issue. This is a very important day in terms of sanctioning evildoers in the world. Mr. Speaker, I am proud to co-sponsor the bill promoted by Chairman Royce and Ranking Member Elliott Engel, H.R. 3329, the Hezbollah International Financing Prevention Amendments Act. This is yet another strong bipartisan bill that they have authored, they have brought to the floor, aimed at holding Iran and its proxy, Hezbollah, accountable for their illicit activity. I was pleased that my amendment to this bill was included to ensure that we identify those Hezbollah parliamentarians and cabinet officials who are subject to the sanctions in this bill and the underlying bill that it amends. This is important, Mr. Speaker, because Hezbollah members have prominent positions in Lebanon's government, and we want to ensure that they cannot use government funds to divert to Hezbollah's terror activity. And if they do, well, those institutions that help facilitate such activity are held to account. And I was also pleased to see other provisions approved that would allow us to identify and track individuals and entities that are being used by Iran to supply Hezbollah with arms, with support for its missile production facilities in Syria. We know that Iran uses commercial civilian aircraft to fly weapons, to fly arms, to fly fighters to Syria in support of Hezbollah. We cannot allow Iran to use these civilian aircraft for such activity. And this is the first step toward making sure that once these aircraft are identified, responsible nations will think twice about allowing these Iranian planes to land in their countries. This bill also addresses Iran and Hezbollah's ability to finance their illicit activities, which is so important, Mr. Speaker. We must go after those individuals and go after those institutions that provide financial safe havens to these terror groups, and we've got to disrupt their financial network. And that is why this bill is so important. I urge my colleagues to support Chairman Royce and Ranking Member Engel's measure before us today, and I reserve the balance of my time, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. The gentlelady reserves. The gentleman.